to talk to you about is this book called The Gift of Fear, right? And the reason why I would recommend this to dog trainers is the guy talks about intuition, right?
Yep.
Okay. So one of the things he talks here about is he talks about, and I don't know, like a lot of ladies seem to be dog trainers. I know there's a lot of men as well, but I come across like it's mostly women. I don't know why, it just is.
Yeah.
Right. But I want to read this note that Gavin puts here in the front, right? So Gavin says here, men of all ages and in all parts of the world are more violent than women. For this reason, the language in this book is mostly gender specific to men. When it comes to violence, women can proudly relinquish recognition in the language, because here at least, politically correct would be statistically incorrect. Statistically incorrect. So, because a lot of, like, I would say at least, 2/3 of the industry is probably women. I mean, I don't have the solid statistics.
Yep.
It's important that those women need to understand that their safety is their responsibility. Okay, so it falls into two categories. So one is if you are training with people, right? People, I'm not talking about people want to hurt you intentionally, right? I'm talking about people make dumb decisions regarding their dogs because, two, they forget that dogs are powerful predators.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I am talking about this specifically. And it says here that, justifying our decisions sometimes comes into play. So what I've learned about intuition here is intuition catches signals that our rational mind kind of misses. So we want to justify like, oh no, the guy's just being polite. Oh no, it'll be okay.
Right.
Like, oh no, I think, the dog's, is too small. And, we justify these things. So as a dog trainer, and especially a female dog trainer, if your intuition says something's not right, you should pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Now, what I want to talk about specifically is something I read yesterday, where the guy talks about, like Gavin talks about the messengers of intuition. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. So your first one is a nagging feeling. So I don't know, have you ever had a nagging feeling about a client? Because I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. And I'm going to tell you, my experience is I ignored those nagging feelings. Right. Then those nagging feelings became persistent thoughts about them. And I was like, I don't know. And when I say this, I don't mean danger to my specific safety, but danger to my reputation. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I found like this guy was very inconsistent. He wasn't calling me when he should. He wasn't there for the first 3 lessons that I've organized with him and emailed him. Do you know?
Yes.
Then the next one's humor. So humor is an actual signal. Like when we make jokes.
Yeah.
Especially if you talk to family and friends or, allied professionals or mentors, and you're like, oh my goodness, I had to laugh because this guy did this again the second time. He didn't rock up for his lesson. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The next one is wonder, then anxiety. So like every time I started driving to this client's, lesson, I would become a bit anxious because I'm like, is he going to be there? Is he not? He hasn't answered my text. He hasn't answered my emails.
Yeah.
I know he was fly in, fly out kind of thing. Then it's curiosity. So I literally, as I'm anxious, I'm like, I'm curious to see if he rocks up, because if he rocks up today, then yeah, okay. Then it's hunches. Like you get closer and it's like, I don't think he's going to be there.
Yeah.
Your gut feeling, that's kind of where that comes in. Then there's doubt. Like the more it happens specifically, the more you're like, nah, I don't think we're a good fit.
Yeah.
And then hesitation. It's like, I don't think I should train with him anymore. Yeah. Then there's the suspicion, and then apprehension, and then fear. So apprehension's the last one before fear, where I was like, I shouldn't be training with him. And unfortunately, it worked out where this guy was doing inconsistent things. He was doing things outside of the scope of our training, and he actually affected his own dog's health. And our last lesson went very badly, where he, the dog really, how do I say this? Like the dog was like very reactive, creating its own situations where other dogs would come to try and calm it down, or
Right.
play with him and that, and it had traumatized everyone, you know. And I was like, freaking hell. And then he was like, I'm gonna tell everyone no one should train with you because, you know, whatever. And I'm like, dude, not once have you done the homework I told you. Not you've gone and bought this piece of equipment that you don't even know how to use.
Yeah.
You just want to use it on your dog, and you're going to create a lot of conflict. And in this lesson, that's what happened. Like, we were out in the real world. I was trying to create as much safety as I can.
Yeah.
But the point is, that's what happens. Like, if you can't control all facets of everything, you're in the real world. He signed a contract that says this. Like, I can't control the real world.
Yeah.
So I'm not just talking about safety. I'm also talking about the safety of your business and your reputation. Okay. So that is something that dog trainers need to think about. And then secondly, like a subcategory, especially for females, we need to think about our own safety, right? So safety with dogs and safety with